Today is April 28th, and it's a Tuesday. This is DarkDox Digest.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Christian Coffins.
DarkDox Digest.
You violated the law by even considering it. It's against the law. It's against the law. Well, you just even considered. I'm glad that you guys didn't violate the law. I'll leave on my report. There you go. Let me say what you read the court order.
DarkDox Digest.
Welcome to the DarkDox Digest with your host, Christian Coffins.
DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest.
Welcome back to DarkDox Digest. Today is Tuesday, April 28th. I am your host, Christian Coffins, and we are here at the Sky Tower at SeaWorld once more. And we got some interesting stuff to cover today, so buckle up. But we also got a guest appearance by Jacob Engels at some point. I'm going to keep an eye on my signal here. But let's go ahead and open up that display capture because we got a global crisis. I mean, this is a 4-alarm emergency. The Hill reported that the Iran war throttles global fluoride supplies, impacting U.S. waterworks. I'll let the robot read some of this.
Iran war throttles global fluoride supply, impacting U.S. waterworks. By Joseph Choi. Fluoride is becoming harder to source as the war in Iran places more strain on global supply chains, leading some local governments to reduce their own use of the widely used cavity-fighting agent. Two major water supply systems in Maryland, which serve the Baltimore and suburban D.C. areas, announced this month they would be temporarily reducing the concentration of fluoride, citing the conflict in the Middle East as the cause of a wider national shortage. A Pennsylvania town halted fluoridation for at least a few weeks, also citing the war. According to chemical suppliers and trade groups, the shortage was brought on by a confluence of supply chain disruptions as well as higher transportation costs resulting from the conflict in the Middle East. Some of the suppliers around the nation have either taken their supply offline or severely shortened it, or it has gone into other streams, like not to municipal streams. And there is only a few fluoride manufacturers in the nation, said Emily Horn, a spokesperson for Penco, which has supplied the Baltimore area waterworks, lowering the concentration from the federally recommended 0.7 milligrams per liter to 0.4 milligrams per liter. The city's Department of Public Works said this decision was brought on by broader national supply chain disruptions, driven in part by ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The war in Iran and the associated standoff in the Strait of Hormuz have impacted U.S. fluoride levels, as Israel is one of the major global suppliers of the chemical used in water systems. Fluorosilicic acid. A 2022 risk assessment by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, found that Israel is the second top exporter of inorganic acids, including fluorosilicic acid, estimated at the time to be sending out 40 million kilograms. China is the top exporter, trailed by Poland, Germany, and Malaysia. The U.S. was among the top 5 importers of fluorosilicic acid, ranking 4th. Eric R. Beyer, president and CEO of Alliance for Chemical Distribution Act, blamed the delays and shortages on rising shipping surcharges. Unpredictable and rising transportation costs threaten the delivery of essential chemical products that countless U.S. industries and municipal systems use every day, Beyer said in a statement.
All right, I think we got Jacob Engels on the horn. He says he's calling anyway. Hey, Jacob.
I'm just getting this thing plugged in. I had to charge the phone.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I just saw you
You there,
your
partner?
message. we were telling the audience here about this horrible
All right, you
global
there?
catastrophe that we have going on where people can't get fluoride in their water. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, if we're live right now, I'd like a little bit more grace, but I just need to get the thing on the tripod. If you can give me a second, is that okay?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. I thought you had it hooked up already.
No, I was going to call in. So give me about 30 seconds. If you could mute me, I would appreciate that.
Okay. All right. So Jacob is working on things over there. But yeah, so pretty much, I just love how they're just making it seem like it's a catastrophe. And it was my understanding that we were getting this fluoride, this hydrosulfuric fluoric acid, as a byproduct from plastic manufacturing. But it's interesting that we're getting it from Israel. We're importing fluoride to put in water supplies. That's wild. Of course, sodium fluoride, if you look it up, just a simple Google search, and you click on images here.
Jesus fucking Christ. How many times have we done fucking Signal? This is out of control.
Oh man, is it working on your end, Jacob? Oh, all right. Take two.
I need.
Oh, here we go.
All right, there we go.
We got some video now. It's looking good over there. I'm gonna see.
Alright.
I don't think because it's Signal, I can show the crowd. No.
Are we good?
So yeah, the audio is good. I unfortunately can't show you on screen though.
Oh, you can?
No, because Signal has this weird privacy thing. So like, you can't see anything on on a mirrored screen. Like when I try to drag it onto the broadcast itself, it's clear. It doesn't show up. Yeah, that's a cool backdrop you got there, though.
So, are we live this whole time? That I made all this effort to do visual.
Yeah, we got to figure out something. We're live now, but we got to figure out something where like you're also streaming it, and then I can grab it from like a browser. That would work.
That's right. Why don't we get into the business of the day? And everyone listening, go ahead, come and play. Jacob is unhinged. That's fine. What would you like to discuss, my friend?
You brought me this. Well, first of all, DarkDox.com is back. Thank you to our huge sponsors here at DarkDox, but definitely Jacob Engels has been a big help with everything getting back online. So you're going to be seeing a lot more from Jacob Engels at DarkDox.com. But
Well, actually, Christian,
Yes,
it was
sir.
not me. It was due to the kindness of Caroline DuPont, who is the chairwoman and founder of the Grifter Olympics Political Action Committee.
I love it. Well, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. So let's talk about this GRAHMisgay.com. Just fantastic graphic here. Gays against GRAHM. I see they have a little video. You want me to play that, or you want to lead
Absolutely.
it in?
I think we should play the video. And
Okay.
before people witness it, they need to know that, Lindsey Graham has been wielding his perverse pink wand for quite some time, decades in fact, and men in the conservative and MAGA or America First movement, for some reason, have been supplicated by the power of this perverse pink wand. And I guess we just have to watch the commercial because it seems like a fantasy, but it actually kind of is a fantasy. Let's go ahead and play it.
All right.
Queer fellows.
And play.
Once upon a time, in the USA, lived Lady Lindsay, so giddy and gay. Though Lindsay loved missiles and ponies and fairies with to play, his magical war plans crumbled into the fray. Sprinkling pixie dust o'er his genocide stew, this queer fellow's perverted schemes amounted to diddly-do. And when the smoke clears from the carnage he's wrought, he'll bow his head alone, his soul by Satan caught. In the meantime, he's in fantasy land. Lady Lindsay GRAHM. Once upon a time, in the U.S.
Very amusing. AI,
Wait, we have to ring the bell. We've rung the bell. Lady Lindsay is a known homosexualist. He likes to hide it. And unfortunately, Christian, when we started this little adventure a couple of months back, it seemed to be fun, to talk about our feelings and to communicate our upset about the political system in this country and the bad actors. But it's led to some really dark events in my life. And with respect to Lady Lindsay and his perverted wand, I have two individuals. Both are known homosexualists, but that's not the point. They have been violated by Mr. GRAHM, and they have had their honor and dignity taken. I have sworn affidavits, and to be quite frank, one of them is somebody I've known for nearly 11 years, and the mother of my child, which we're going to keep that private, actually had a sexual event with this individual, not Lady Lindsay, but the person that he abused, and confessed to her what he did.
Wow.
I had a signed witness affidavit, and I have kept it because at that point in time, I didn't know if it really was real or people were being histrionic. And I have to take some responsibility for that. I have to understand that I should have spoken up sooner because Lord knows in that 8-year period, how many others were violated anally, orally, or otherwise. So, Lady Lindsay, yes, I created that website. Yes, I am going to call you out. And yes, I will fight for the victims so that they receive justice.
Wow, this is huge. I mean, if you or anyone you know has been victimized by Lindsey Graham, please reach out through by the telephone at 202-977-2043. That's 202-977-2043. I mean, this is really amazing what you're doing here.
No, it's not amazing. Thank you for that kindness. It would be amazing if I had done it earlier. I didn't take the victims seriously. And it's allowed him to wage this genocidal war and to get us into overseas foreign adventures on his behalf. And Lindsay has never been confronted. He's never truly been challenged. Lady Lindsay, you and your pink bubble wand will have to come to, where do we want to go? Washington, D.C.? No, that's too easy. I think, Lady Lindsay, you can come to the Twin Cities, Minneapolis or St. Paul. I will issue a declaration right now. You have 7 days time to materialize, let's say, the Mill City Museum or the machine shop. That's where you will come, Lady Lindsay, and that's where you will apologize to this victim who has had to go to a foreign nation and live there for 4 years because they are so afraid of the revenge festival that you will lay upon them when they speak their truth. Lady Lindsay GRAHM, Lady Lindsay, you are done. That is a simple fact. I will not allow you to rape the minds and the bodies of young men in the conservative movement any longer. You've been elected in South Carolina for how long? Decades? Well, South Carolinians, it's also your shame to bear that you have let this individual do what he has done for so many years. And we're going to move past that. And Lady Lindsay, your time, 7 days, countdown, set the clock. Pink Princess Wand wielding faggot, set the clock. 7 days, Midwest, St. Paul, Minneapolis. You can come and see with all the glee. And you will be able to apologize to numerous victims. 2, I have. And that's what I've been communicating to people. But in reality, there are dozens. Just like Ashley, Trashley, Cashley St. Clair. She has not learned her lesson, Christian. Have you seen how bold she has been in continuing her assault of moralizing and ethical reasoning on TikTok?
I can't say that I have.
Well, what we're going to do, she doesn't seem to know anything about boundaries. No. So we're going to ring the bell again, just like Game of Thrones. Ring the bell. We've rung the bell. Ashley St. Clair, you have had 13 abortions. You have terminated 13 lives that could have been Martin Luther King. They could have been Adolf Hitler. They could have been anywhere in between. But the simple point is, you have destroyed lives. You have used your vacuous vagina to manipulate the men of the MAGA movement. And I am way past pissed off. I have tried to be peaceful about this. Elon's at babymama.com. 16 men have come to me, your victims. And unfortunately, I just have to reveal it. Joseph Biggs was a victim. And I was a victim, quite frankly, because during Roger Stone's trial, she slithered her way into that Airbnb. on H Street Northeast. And, you know, I understand. She has some sort of appeal. People think she's likable. That's what I'm told. Oh, she's so credible. She's so trustworthy. Well, Brother Biggs fell into that mindset. And he had a little bit of a romp. And I didn't agree with it. But I woke up the next day to have her scurrying through my room and attempting to gyrate on top of me.
Yikes.
And yes, it is yikes. It is a demonic possession. And when we talk about demonic phallus with Scott Pressler, I'm laughing about this, Christian. And I'm so fucking tired. And I'm so fucking drained from this nonsense. But, Ashley, you don't get to violate my brother, Joe Biggs, and then come into my room and attempt to violate me in the pursuit of copping another 8-ball. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, cocaine happens in Republican and conservative politics. Big whoopee. What I don't put up with is the violation of somebody's sexual organs. And Sinclair talking about, are you ready to get ready with me? This is Ashley Sinclair. I was involved in Republican politics for 89 trillion years, and I was like just the biggest person ever. Shut your mouth, Ashley, which would be the first time you've done it ever in your life, because you are a warm mouth for MAGA men. ElonsBabyMama.com. Now I will stop and calm down for a second. Sorry, Christian.
I think your phallic gyrations are going off the Richter scale over here. Well, there you have it. That was a lot to unpack, but amazing stuff with the GRAHM website and Ashley Sinclair. I mean, this whole ass thing is hilarious, so keep up the great work there. I mean, it's amazing what
yes,
you do.
are you afflicted by Ashley Sinclair syndrome?
Fortunately, not, because I'm taking the methylene blue from the AlexJonesStore.com, and right now...
There we go. The redirect is beautiful. Is InfoWarsStore.com still live?
No, it's not. And that's why this is very important. InfoWars is closing in 2 days, 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 14 seconds. And you can help launch the new AlexJonesLive.com, AlexJonesApp.com by helping out by buying anything from the AlexJonesStore.com /DarkDox. And we get 10% of the profits, and it goes right back into making these episodes. They got the methylene blue. They got the methylene red. Right now, they have a new Faraday cage that says, "Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God." 1776 with the Punisher skull. You are the InfoWar. This is a Faraday bundle bag that also comes with a really cool keepsake coin. There's a war on for your mind. InfoWars.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, InfoWarsStore.com.
No, the AlexJonesStore.com /.
No, AlexJonesStore.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we had to pull back and we had to retreat. It is not the ultimate defeat. We lost the battle, but we will not lose the war. AlexJonesStore.com, methylene blue. But I will say something serious right now.
Yes, please.
Brian Shapiro, that program I went on, it's called Pushing the Limit or something. He has like a hat that he puts on, and he's been on Tim Pool and a few other programs. CNN, Piers Morgan. He's actually, look, I will admit, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that Brian Shapiro was not really somebody that I'd like to talk to. But I did do an interview with him and found out that he was quite reasonable, intellectual, and able to have a discussion. And he was somebody who battled like a Michael Knowles, like an Andrew Wilson, like a Tim Pool. You know, we have Tim Pool who says, he kind of does the Ben Shapiro type of shit. And
It's the same. It's the same person.
It's the same person.
I'm Tim Pool. I'm Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, and I'm Tim Pool. And so, I wanted to give a shout out to him because in my conversations with him off air, he referenced some of our diatribes, which is kind of freaking cool.
Yeah.
Because we're out here like Napoleon exiled on the island of Elba, and nobody thinks we have any prominence, prestige, or power. But he was able to make that statement, and that tells everyone that's listening. DarkDox, Christian Coffins. I didn't know anything about him until like a year and a half or something like that ago. And that's an example of how they control the system and how they control your body, your mind, your soul. He should he should be able to get credit for what he has done. He's been slogging Sacred Owls, great band. You talk about rockabilly, you talk about punk, you talk about alternative music, and not alternative in a homosexualist way, but just alternative in the cool way. I mean, he's been there. He's reported on what happens in that weird sex fest out in California. And what does he get? He gets relegated to the edges of society. He gets pushed down, when in reality, he should be elevated and pushed up. But why do Christian and I all of a sudden come together and have this great partnership? It's because we're both members of the island of misfit children, and now we get to work.
That's right. And, this is the time to do it for all of us. Please, if you come across this broadcast, you come across darkdox.com and you're watching this. Also, sacredowls.com is back. We're going to be posting all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to start booking some shows, so get ready to come out and see us live if you're here in the Central Florida area, and we're going to start branching out from there in the next couple months. But this is a good time for all of us to come together. I met you through Data Battle Z, and I met him just by going to that Orange County protest for the firefighters and the first responders. They were trying to force them to take that deadly clot shot. And they said, no, we're not doing it. Our body's our choice, right? And my
body, my choice, my body.
They love it when you start chanting that back at them. They're like, wait, that you can't steal life. That's our thing, to kill babies. No.
So wait. So this is the funny thing. It's my body, my choice. If we're going to use that logic, does it mean my body, my choice in terms of me using a finger or a member? It's my body, my choice to enter somebody else? Because that's the
same thing as the shot. That's a good argument you got there.
That's a stupid logic. And for a second, Caroline, I know you want to speak because I'm Christian. We are here. I am with Caroline DuPont, and
oh, fantastic! Yeah.
Yes, we're holed up in a hotel room because I've been launching an offensive against the grifters in the GOP. Scott Pressler, your time is over. Brendan Straka, your time is over. Cliff Maloney, your time is over. Savannah Hernandez, I gave you a love tap, and I actually think you're a good person, and I think you're being.
Aw.
I
That
do,
warms my
Christian.
heart because
We've
I
talked
don't
about
want to
this,
believe they're all bad. I know she's working at Turning Point, not a good look, but since her first
but
video, I'm like, Sav's one of us. She's great.
she is one of us, and you know what I think? What is occurring there, is that Savannah is just in the thick of it, and I
Yeah.
think like a lot of us, have an opportunity to get some work, and you gotta eat,
Come
man.
on,
You
if
gotta
Turning
eat,
Point
brother.
hit you up and was like, "Hey, come to Israel, whatever," like, dude, like
Yeah.
that's an experience. You can write a book about that.
Yeah, well,
You don't have to
Andrew.
agree with them to grift off of them and gain intel. I mean, this is an info war. Someone's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we're giving you access and funding, and
Well, and it's
transportation."
like I have gone overseas many times. The only time I've never even reached close to Israel. I've gone to Rome. I've gone to Belarusia. I've gone to Budapest, Romania. I've gone to these places. I've gone to North Africa. But no, I've not gone over and kissed that wall. And I will never kiss that wall. And it is just kind of abhorrent and disgusting. But
We're not
the
into kissing
thing,
walls. We're not
we're not in the kissing wall.
wallosexuals.
I know it's my name. It's me, President Trump. I know I have micro peen. I know I have micro peen. But
But
I'm going to
I
get
got
down.
between the grouts in the bricks with my nose. I was really, really giving it to that wall. It was a beautiful wall.
Yeah. And I know it was.
Gavin McInnes said that it's hacked to
Well,
do
Gavin
Trump.
McInnes,
Fuck
why don't
you.
we talk about Gavin McInnes right now? You brought it up, so now you gave me the lane.
There you go.
Gavin McInnes.
Are we mad at
Brother,
him?
brother, I told you about how Scott Pressler and his demonic phallus assaulted me. And I have the text messages that I will publish where you said, I don't know why I'm going to get involved in some gay shit. Nigger, negroid,
Oh,
bitch,
Dropping the
I'm
N-bombs
sorry.
on the DarkDox
I'm
Digest.
sorry, but you know what? We call it niggardly. That's what we call it. We call it niggardly. That's in Merriam-Webster. And
It is.
Gavin,
In Nigeria, that's a country.
no, yes, that's right. Oh, it's kind of Niger-iness, That's But Gavin, you told me that it wasn't something you wanted to get involved in. It's just some gay nonsense. Well, Gavin, you have children. You have a boy, a girl.
I saw a video of Gavin McInnes, and he shoved I believe it was a drumstick, like Gigi Allen and the Murder Junkies, up his ass on
Yes.
camera. Remember
So
that?
so he's been involved in gay nonsense.
Yeah, he likes it a
So he
little
should
bit.
be able to talk about it for a second. But this
Now I like
is,
him. He's in the Pizzagate documentary. So credit to. I mean, he wasn't they used the black banners, the Iranian. It's funny how everything comes full circle because that Pizzagate documentary is the black banners. They're an Iranian terrorist organization, and they're the ones exposing Epstein and Pizzagate and all that stuff. So.
Well, look, I think Gavin, I'm going to calm down for a second and
Just take a breath.
just say this and take a breath. And Caroline DuPont is telling me to take a breath.
We're gonna do some
Gavin,
ASMR on DarkDox
ASMR. I'm going to do
Digest.
some ASMR. Gavin McInnes, I love you, brother. I have been with you and your younger brother, cousin, or whomever it is at Golden Nugget many years at the Proud Boys West Fest. When you send me that text message in response to me confiding in you that Scott Pressler violated me physically, I forgive you, Gavin. You now have the courage, the temerity, and the decency to stand up and stop the abuse and the destruction of America by Scott Presler's demonic palace. And I prayed for you, and I continue to pray for you. And now, Grifter Olympics Political Action Committee will, in fact, affect change, the change that you have not found enough courage to enact. But that's okay. We're here to help you. You, Matthew Gates, Bishop Burra, and lots of other people. But now we talk about Laura Jumer. Larry
yes.
Loomer. I have to, and I'm sorry.
Does she have a website yet? Did you make a website for Laura Loomer?
No, she's next though, but it's called grifterolympics.com. She's going to be next. What I have to say about Laura is people are talking about now, and including, I have to say, Roger Stone had a lot of courage in calling out Laura Loomer, considering her position in the Grifter Olympics.
Yeah.
And he called her out.
In the White House, hell.
Yes, in the White House. And look, did Laura Loomer molest Alan Jacoby and pull up the fupa and find his penis under the 450 pounds of fat? I don't really think so. But is Laura Loomer a known sexual predator? Yes, she is. She's a sexual predator of politics and of the body physically. Laura Loomer, when I was with her during the 2018 Gillum DeSantis event, the recount, she was riding around in the back of the car. Laura Loomer was riding around in the back of the car, and her legs kind of opened up. I was driving my Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4.
Did like bats fly out?
Yeah, they opened up, and it wasn't bats. That would have been better than the odious stench that emanated. And I kind of let it go. But at the end of the day, Christian, I had somebody who worked for me years later that was accosted by Mr. or Mrs. or whomever it is, Loomer. And I really, really think that Mrs. or Mr. Loomer was abused by Karen Giorno to the point where her sexual violence just became part of her behaviors and something that she could not control. But he came back to me, and I'll let you read the tea leaves, Christian. He came back to me, and he said that Laura Loomer either has an enlarged, inflamed, possibly infected, grape-sized clitoris, or it's a micropenis. And there was no ability to determine which one it was. But we are just absolutely, America is sick of her wielding her demonic phallus or her demonic twat or whatever it is to take power. She should have no power. She is a mentally insane person. She is somebody that has been on 5150
Well, yeah, she's
holds.
legally not able to even have a firearm, I understand.
Yes,
but
but she should know better than you about what goes on in politics. And when she wakes up, however her phallus or her twat is sore, she should be able to get somebody fired or direct world events. Laura, stop it. You and Susie Wiles with your pardon party nonsense, and James Blair illegally collecting money to get pardon for people. It's over. Jacob is pissed. Jacob is upset. I have been patient, guys. And you know what? Ask Steve Contorno at CNN what he's about to do. Christian, these people are so insane that after leaving me holding the bill on a $300,000 debt for a free speech case where they could have helped me and defended me, they left me with that burden. And they did that, and they did that, and they did that. Menominee, Wisconsin, when I was in VIP section, Susie, James, Alexander Bersowitz. What did you do? You saw Jacob was sitting in the section, and all of a sudden it's like you had an event, a muscular, spasmodic episode, and you had to leave because the unwashed leper was there, and you thought he was fucking dead. No, I wasn't. Now, Susie, Wiles, James, Blair, you will not come back to Florida and do more grifting with Byron or Byron Donalds. He's got about $60 million. You think you're going to come back here and grift Susie with your fake cancer episode that we've heard so many times and get money through the shell corporations to avoid taxes? September Group, Silver Bullet Strategies, Brad Harold. Let's talk about it, Susie. And now James, he's retreating back to the Sunshine State because he has child. He has child. Mackenzie Muller, Corcoran Group. That is your mistress, James. Let's talk about the paid-for apartment, condo, whatever you want to call it, in Tampa, St. Pete. Do you want to talk about that? No, you probably don't, because you couldn't sustain your dumpster slut to the point where you had to go run to Susie, and Susie had to give her a no-show job in the administration. Jacob is sick of it, and the Grifter Olympics Political Action Committee is responsible for these statements. Christian Coffins, DarkDox are not responsible for the statements. And the last thing I will leave you with is I am doing this out of a place of frustration and out of a place of feeling like other people, meaning the regular people, not the 1%, are being snowed and being taken advantage of. So, simple point of this, here's the rub, ladies and gentlemen. Jacob does not have responsibilities. Jacob does not have day-to-day issues he needs to deal with. But because of that, I will assume the negativity, and then I will disperse the negativity to dispatch these people who have ruined our country, who have ruined our political process, and God damn it, I'm pissed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel your frustration, and I relate. I mean, it's, if you're not feeling betrayed, like you've been hoodwinked, you've been bamboozled, then you either haven't been paying attention, or you have been drinking too much of the fluoride, which, you know, they're cutting back on now because of the war, so that's good. But it's ridiculous. You know, we need these deep state arrests. We need these pedophiles to finally be held to account. I mean, we got Comey in, you know, in the crosshairs right now. Let's see if he actually goes to jail, though. I'm not going to hold my breath. It would be a breath of fresh air, that's for sure.
Oh, bullshit. He's not going to jail. And so the other thing I want
to say, I agree with you.
The other thing I want to say, and then I have to go because I have to do an update and help the volunteer web designer do something at grifterolympics.com.
Nice.
But here's the fact. There have been, at this point, Caroline has received 12 phone calls on her own. The hotel has received 15 phone calls, death threats. And they think that's what they're going to do. So to everyone who thinks it's fun and games about Jacob Engels is holed up in a hotel and Caroline DuPont, and we're doing grifterolympics.com. Here's the rub. River
Sounds like
Falls.
a party.
River Falls, Radisson. River Falls, Radisson, Wisconsin. That's where I am. That's where she is. And you can come and play games. That's fine. You can talk to the Mongols. You can talk to the Warlocks. You can talk to any number of other people that are here and holding court on our behalf because you thought that protecting Peter pedophile Sorge and protecting Ashley Trashley baby trapping vacuous receptacle Sinclair was more important than doing something for this country. I have let you know where I am. So now we will see the real measure of the men and women or transvestite, transgender, or genderqueer that you are. Come to Papa.
Amen. I mean, that takes balls and shaft, and I like that in a woman. Wait.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I am acting like a little bit like a woman. Thank you. I'm a little bitchy right now. Yes. But welcome to
something
my
about the
large
moon.
shaft.
I don't know.
No, I know. Caroline, and I'm sorry, everyone, this is chaotic right now, but this is a simple fact of what happens. And I know people who are listening that are info warriors, that are people who have been following Christian and DarkDox for a long time right now, you have experienced this in your personal life. You've experienced the tacit threats from your family, from your coworkers. You have received the looks and the weird inferences about your personal life. That's what they do. But guess what, everyone? Jacob and Caroline DuPont, let's look at the last name there, somebody who was thrown out of the DuPont family because she stood against the New World Order. She stood against the globalism. Now we begin to have fun. And that's just the simple fact. Christian, would we like to talk about maybe music for a few minutes?
Yeah. I'm always down to talk about music. Heard anything good new lately or old? Not so lately?
I was kind of stuck on Clarence Carter again. I don't know why. I just think it's great.
Carter.
I be stroking. I stroke it to the east. I stroke it to the west. I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking.
Okay.
He's
I know
actually
that
good.
Yeah,
It's
I
a good
didn't know his
song.
name.
Yeah,
He's also
and
famous for songs like Slip Away, Patches, Too Weak to Fight, Looking for a Fox. Man, he's been around for a while. 68, 70.
Yeah, and could I ask
Stroking
you a
was
question?
86, but he's been around.
Can I ask you a question? Because we're just vibing right now. And yes, people, it doesn't matter. You can say Jacob, oh, it's alcohol or whatever. These inferences have been going around since 2007. They don't work, and I don't care. But I want to actually publicly apologize to a friend of mine, Kimberly Coulter. I, in a private text message to another friend, talked about how she got her shit rocked by Andrew Wilson and Rachel Wilson in a debate. It was inappropriate. It was untoward. But I just had that outburst because I had been asking Kimberly for help personally in terms of exposing the pedophile Peter Sorge and the dumpster slut Ashley Sinclair, and she refused to do so.
Is this
I
Kimberly
think
Coulter, chair and CEO of Coulter Enterprises?
no, Kim Coulter, the
Oh.
she claims to be niece of Ann Coulter, Coulter Culture on X,
Oh.
but I just have to apologize, and I have to apologize to her friend Enrique Tarrio, and both of them. I've been trying to draw attention to the fact that the Florida GOP is corrupt, that we have to deal with Peter Pedophile Source, peterpedo.com. I've been trying to deal with a lot of these things, but unfortunately, Christian, they both took the approach and have taken the approach that Jacob didn't have the clout. He didn't have the retweet. He didn't have the prominence. Well, nobody cares about that anymore because now you, Christian, myself, and all the other members of the island of misfit children will be utilizing the Grifter Olympics Political Action Committee to exact justice in the way that we see fit. So we don't need you, Kimberly. We don't need you, Enrique. Even though I still love you, we don't need you. And the
Yeah, that's the
apology,
nice thing. I mean, really, we all need each other, but we really are doing great on our own. And it's like it's cool when like we're like planets, and we might spiral around each other for a little bit and get some gravitational pull, and all help each other out by sharing posts. Definitely check out darkdox.com and
well, do you want this
BitChute.
right here,
We're on
right
there.
now, Christian?
Yeah.
When I told Enrique that I was upset and I felt aggrieved, this is someone that I have provided money to when he could not fund himself. This is somebody that I spent years advising the Proud Boys, writing press releases, protecting them legally and otherwise. And I got to a breaking point where I'm told, Ashley St. Clair or Scott Pressler, we really don't feel like that's important. That's your petty homosexual rage. No, it really isn't. But now,
That's just rude. Like, I mean, that's not even like.
It's rude.
Yeah.
Enrique, yes, I did tell you. You should take stock and have a little bit of a memory loop on your behavior with me. Multiple times at the American Priority Conference, you come to me and you want to use my room for your sexual awakenings. Look, it's all people who are adults. It's none of my business. That's fine. But when I remind you of this, when I remind you that you were doing lines off of Trashley Sinclair's tit and probably getting involved in her infected twat, this is the response that I get from somebody that I've bent over backwards for, and nobody can dispute that fact. This is the response. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. I don't know if you are on some drugs. No, I'm on the drug of freedom right now. But no one threatens me. Really? You street cheetah? Really? With that little beard, that chin strap? You think you own me? I never said that I owned you, brother. I said that you need to fucking buck up and get to a place of reality. You think you have some power over me? No, clearly not. I don't, because you're running wild, running roughshod across this entire nation. You couldn't even handle that faggot, Michael Fanone. You're running through the lobby and you say, Fanone, Fanone. Enrique, you were behind Ivan Raikland, even the midget with bald head. did a little bit more than you. And then he says, help was a two-way street. No, nigger. Help is a one-way street. I'm sorry, guys. You're just going to have to hear it. And I will say these words so you pay attention. Help was a one-way street. Anytime you asked me to help you, I did. And I've done it for years. Don't talk to me till you clean up your fucking act. You're burning every person that has helped you. What have you helped me with? You've never paid me money. You've never given me any type of benefit. You have used and abused my body and my voice in terms of generating and sharing your message. Fucking retarded messages. Get clean. Get clean, Enrique. Do you want to get clean and talk about how you've been an informant for the CIA and FBI for near 15 years? Get clean with that, brochacho. Do you want to talk about your friend Kimberly Coulter sending over 1,000 text messages in the past 36 hours to me because her vagina got sore that I sent a private message to a mutual friend about how she got her shit rocked? Dude, you guys have disrespected me long enough. This is not to be tied to Christian or to DarkDox or anything like that. This is on me, and you have the information. Radisson, River Falls, Wisconsin. You want to keep making threats and phone calls, do it. But if you don't want to come in person, it just seems like more pussyfooting. Sorry.
On X.com, you can follow Jacob Engels, and on TikTok, he's Jacob Engels Posts. Always enlightening. Wow, my friend. I hope you have a fantastic night tonight.
I apologize, dude.
Hey, sometimes we get raw here in the dark. It's not pretty. We're exercising demons, and sometimes they let out some demon farts, and that happens. But hey, it makes for interesting content. People have their popcorn ready with all of this, and
I would certainly say this is going to be very interesting content pretty soon. Caroline, if you would like to say just one sentence about the exercise, one sentence about the mission of the Grifter Olympics Political Action Committee.
So we're not taking any money.
Exactly, because we don't need any money. That's the biggest joke. Can't be bought, can't be sold, can't be told, and can't be scolded. That's right. The message.
I have 5 kids and 2 grandchildren, and they're absolutely adorable, and we can't be bought or sold.
Yep, and that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the children. So,
amen.
Enrique, Kimberly, Cliff Maloney, you malignant rapist, come at me, bro. You know where I am. Come to Papa. But you won't, because you are people who have no testicular fortitude. You have no ability to back up your words with real action. And we'll add one more to the list tonight, and it aggrieves me to do so. But Congressman Corey Mills. It is kind of sad, but we have to do it, Caroline. We have to do it. We have to do it to Congressman Corey Mills because, Congressman, you have helped me over the past 3 years in times where I have been very down, where I have been in a position where I've needed help, where I have faced domestic abuse, where I have faced near hospitalization due to that domestic abuse. However, when you are getting your shit rocked, Congressman Mills, by all of these people for the past year, and you do not stand up for yourself, who do you come to? It's not one of your $10,000 a night Ashley Sinclair wombs or holes. It's not James Blair or Susie Wiles. It's Jacob. And you come to me, and now I'm done with it. I'm done with it, Corey. I'm done with the fact that you're whine to me, you leave voicemail, you say, oh, brother, I just don't know what I can do. I'm gonna commit suicide. I'm so sad about what they're doing to me. And when Jacob says, Corey, you're a combat veteran. You've had violence. You've built a company. Stand up for yourself and fight back. Well, I don't know if I can do that and this, that, or the other. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like faggot talk. That sounds like somebody who's a diminutive midget, and I'm sick of it. And today, I put my foot down with you, dude, because I am no longer going to be your emotional trauma dumping ground. And you want to go out there and say, oh, have your little walk and talks in the halls of Congress and act like, oh, this, that, or the other. And you want to say, oh, Jacob, I'll get you the Oppo file on Nancy Mace, and I want Luna done, and I want these people done, and this, that, the other. And when I tell the congressman, well, that is certainly something I can do, esteemed member of Congress, Corey Mills, but you will need to have to show some skin in the game, mother trucker. And it's a really weird instance when these people keep saying, I'm going to commit suicide. I am suicidal. I want to wrap my truck around a flag, was it a flagpole or tent pole or whatever he's doing right now? But he wants to do that. But then when I give him the tools to success, and maybe they won't be successful, but they'll be better than sitting there like a retard. His own chief of staff threw him under the bus. Every member of his staff threw him under the bus. James Blair has been collecting a paycheck this whole year while Corey has been savaged by the media and by these accusers, these Jezebel women. And Corey, let's talk about this since I'm on a roll right now, brother, and you know exactly where I am. Come and take it, Papa. Let's talk about the fact that you asked me to tweet some things out about the woman that's in the body cam, one of your floozies. And I tweeted it out, and the statement is true. Crazy ex-girlfriend who was drunk, Corey Mills, and he was all about it. He was all about it. And then the next morning, I get a call at 6 a.m. And look, everyone can sit there and say, guys, I love it. Oh, Jacob's drunk. Oh, Jacob's this. Oh, Jacob's that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? That is not the point. The point is you guys are defending pederasts and pedophiles and subscribing to this endless foreign war in, was it Israel or on Israel's behalf? Oh, there's the point right there. So, Corey, why are you calling me like a little faggot at 6:34 in the morning saying, hey, brother, you just got to take it down. She's freaking out. And I said, dude, she's currently tweeting about you and calling you a fucking rapist. He's like, yeah, I know, but, she's the mother of my child. And I was like, well, I don't really give a fuck about that. You're the one who approved it. Well, yeah, I mean, she's already had a detached ectopic pregnancy or whatever insane shit he said. And now she's at 8 months, brother. I really need you to take it down. She's freaking out. And I was like, well, she can stop tweeting about you since you will not give yourself any confidence. If she stops tweeting about you, I'll deleted. Well, she's not going to do that. I haven't really talked to her in a couple of months. Well, which one is it, Congressman? Which one is it? Do you want to expose Anna Paulina Luna and Nancy Mace and the fat cow, Kat Kamek? Or do you want to sit there and take abuse? I'm sick of it. You have the independent wealth to stop this. Sorry, Christian. This is just a little bit of a wild event, I think.
There's a lot going on out there.
Yeah. And I'm sorry.
No,
This is
you're
not
good.
your fault. This is not your fault.
This is what happens when we have midnight calls, but I gotta say it's definitely very eye-opening stuff. Keep up the great work. I think that's a good solid hour. We can let these people digest this DarkDox digest, and we'll be back in a couple more days. I'm kind of like quietly following a couple things. I'm gonna do some special reports coming up, and I'd like to get you in on some of that. Mostly with like the InfoWars, Onion, Tim Heidecker. I was making a documentary film called Pedo Swim, exposing Adult Swim, and talking
You
about
should do
Rick and
that
Morty.
because I'm telling you,
I have so
Tim-
much stuff, but there wasn't a lot of interest at the time, like because I was working on this like 2020, and like everyone was focused on COVID and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, but these pedos that are like brainwashing our children, it's important, and they're like, COVID, and then they're going on all these rabbit holes.
So
but yeah, I think it's
COVID is
time to
more-
come out with that film. At least I'm going to be dropping like small, Pedo Swim Part 1, Part 2, like 20 minutes,
Well, how about this?
bring 'em
Pedo
on here.
Swim will now be the beneficiary of $1,000 to assist in the production and the swift distribution of the initial episodes. Or
That's amazing.
we can send the $1,000 over to the Florida Right to Life or the National Right to Life. I said to Scott Pressler on Brian Shapiro's show, $1,000 if you will come on this program or any other program and debate the fact that you are grifting, and that money will go to stopping the destruction and absolute lethal effect of abortion on promising young minds and babies that could be. And if you really are a conservative man and not somebody that is interested more so in the anal Olympics that you participated in the Virginia GOP office, then surely you would want to stop the destruction of fetuses and wombs. Well, unfortunately, Scott is more interested in his Bob's Barricades traffic cone that he sits on each night. And it's just really a symptom of the demonic phallus. And we're going to get him help. And him and Brandon Straka are going to get into the same turtle suit and go into the same padded room by the time I have finished my, it's not Rampage. What is it? It's not Rampage. It's called Justice. It is, but it's fine. But I will leave you with that, my friend. Everyone that is listening, thank you so much. This is not something that Christian and DarkDox should be held responsible for. It's something that Jacob should be held responsible for. And River Falls, Wisconsin, Radisson Hotel, and in fact, room 200. Come to Papa. Good night. God bless. And I'm going to hang up the phone now. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Have a great night. I hope that man has a revolver next to his pillow, because not for him, but whoever's going to come to that door.
Well,
but you can follow him on the internet again at x.com/Jacob Engels, and on TikTok he's Jacob Engels Posts. That about does it for tonight. This is Christian Coffins once more saying beware, take care, and have a great night.
leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Christian Coffins.
DarkDox Digest.
You violated the law by even considering it. It's against the law. It's against the law. Well, you just even considered. I'm glad that you guys didn't violate the law. I'll leave on my report. There you go. Let me say what
DarkDox
you read the court order.
DarkDox Digest.
Welcome to the DarkDox Digest with your host, Christian Coffins.
If you value this program, donate what you can at cash.app/DarkDox Digest. DarkDox Digest.